Maaabot lahat ng iyong inaasam. Kasipagan ng sagot, salat ka man sa kayamanan. Buksan ang pahina ng mga aklat ng karunungan. Edukasyon ating kailangan, kamamangan ating iwanan. Please! Ating lilipanin, ating papawin, ating tanawin. Bagong panasa ay muling tatanawin. Kinabukasan pag-ibayin. Pilitin mo gawin. Puspos ang pagsisika. Pag-asa ay yakapin. Edukasyon ang kayamanan ng kahit ninuman. Isang pangarap ang tutupad. Pagsisikapan ng lahat. Puspos ang pagsisika. Kaya mo yun, kaibigan. Mabubuo isang pangarap.
Technology can make things easier, but it can also make things possible. More than 1 billion people have a disability around the world. And while some disabilities are visibly apparent, others are not. Today, many report experiencing mental health conditions for the first time. The truth is, most of us will experience disability at some point in our lives, temporarily or permanently. Still, people with disabilities face higher unemployment rates, more than twice that of people without. And only 1 in 10 have access to the assistive devices they need to be active in their communities. The COVID-19 pandemic has only exacerbated this disability divide, with many experiencing symptoms that are lasting for weeks or months after diagnosis. Here at Microsoft, we've been on a journey to design technology with and by people with disabilities. We're learning every day, and people with disabilities are leading the way. Office features now make it easier for millions to create and send accessible, inclusive communications. More opportunities for improving digital skills and learning are available than ever before, and people with disabilities are preparing for an increasingly digital job market. As the world changes, our approach to accessibility is changing too. That's why we're upping our ambition over the next 5 years. Not only do we want to scale accessible and affordable technology, we're investing in skilling opportunities and talent development and doubling down on our promise to build and model inclusive workplaces. But we can't close the disability divide alone. As communities around the world prepare for post-pandemic life, We want others to join this global cause to make society more inclusive. Disability is a strength, and society is stronger when it's accessible to everyone. And while technology can make things possible, people make things amazing. To learn more, visit aka.ms/accessibility-commitment.
Mga kababayan, ang pambansang awit ng Pilipinas.
Paminog ka sumanaman migtopul to langit, woy migtumpi to tanok kasublan maroson no kunog kailingan na. Kamigbalin tutuan noy, no sob-sob to kanamin gaynawa, woy migpunan to kanamin umul tumulo na anon na, no migpogpo no so init ampaw to ingod. Sa ini kay kunto manaman amoy no ritibulsan to langit og sampit to maroson nun ngaran na. Dumat to kay kon mo panisingan na, kakalayag tahon liyag karanga, panayangan na, pamulingan, mandalingan, woy, tomo dumapad, sublagpad erit harikala, namigbohayan nuto, katongoda, topog nongnong, topog pataha, oyog patanod-tanod, kanami tomatolos nun tularo, no nakabaglit get ampot kawayhana, oyaw kaasolom, duok kaupianan na, woy, katubungan na, magbabayo, sa ini kako din tugtubaron na, igbohoy kuro, di koy ko, ka magbabayon mamintoran, manama no olog nogdayrayon.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين آمين اللهم اجمع شمل الهمات والنصارى والمسلمين في الفلبين وسلط مجتمعنا هذا بالسلم والأمن والتقدم في وطننا هذا آمين يا رب العالمين اللهم ارفع عنا البلاء والوباء والزلازل وسيء الأسقام وما ظهر منها وما بطن خاصة كوفيد-19 المنتشرة في العالم يا رب العالمين. ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار. وصل اللهم على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم آمين يا رب العالمين.
Almighty Father, Creator of heaven and earth, we adore and worship your holy name, our healer, baptizer, Savior, and coming King. We stand in awe to your every creation in land, seas, and air. We humble ourselves, asking for forgiveness for our trespasses. Purify us, cleanse us, make us worthy to call upon you. We thank you, God, for the salvation you freely gave through Jesus. Today we call unto you to bless us and be a blessing to others. Empower our leaders, our teachers, give courage to the parents and inspiration to the young ones. May we always celebrate life and love. May we always acknowledge that without you, we are nothing. This we pray in the name of the Father, the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen.
In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen.
Lord, make me an instrument of thy peace. Where there is hatred, let me sow charity. Where there is injury, pardon. Where there is error, the truth. Where there is doubt, the faith. Where there is despair, hope. Where there is darkness, light. And where there is sadness, joy. O Divine Master, grant that I may not so seek to be consoled as to console, to be understood as to understand, to be loved as to love. For it is in giving that we received, it is in pardoning that we are pardoned, and it is in dying to ourselves that we are born to eternal life. Amen.
Some people with disabilities may use assistive technology, or AT, to access content or perform tasks. This can be any equipment, software, or product that is used to increase, maintain, or improve a person's functional capabilities. There's a wide variety of AT products and applications that enable people to improve their ability to access technology. AT doesn't necessarily need to be high-tech or expensive. Did you know that if you are wearing glasses, you are using AT? Do you use Post-it notes to help with reminders? These are both inexpensive tools that can help improve your ability to perform a task and can be used by people with and without disabilities. Sumitra, an engineer at Microsoft, uses JAWS, a third-party screen reader that works with Windows to navigate her computer. Using the keyboard, JAWS allows Sumitra to hear everything on the screen as she navigates. She uses JAWS to help code, read and edit documents and emails, and much more.
Main landmark featured story slideshow heading level 2. Welcome. Heading level 2.
And Jackson, a technical program manager at Microsoft, uses Magnifier, built right into Windows 10, to enlarge text on the screen, making it easier to complete tasks and thrive in the workplace. Jackson also uses additional Windows 10 features in the Ease of Access Center, including enlarging his mouse pointer so he can locate it on the screen more easily, text cursor indication to help locate the small blinking cursor, and color filters to adjust color schemes when he has eye fatigue. Assistive technology comes in many forms and can be personalized to fit the person's preferences and needs.
Learning knows no bounds. All children should be given the opportunity to make a choice, and education is about giving our learners, our children, the opportunity to make a choice. A wonderful Tuesday morning to all our DepEd officials from central and field offices, instructional leaders, school heads, teachers, learners, parents, guardians, facilitators, and stakeholders. Welcome to the second day of DepEd's Inclusion and Accessibility Week, an online information driver where we will listen to different invaluable topics on ensuring inclusive and accessible education through the use of digital technology for our learners in special circumstances. This event is made possible by the Department of Education through the Bureau of Learning Delivery, Student Inclusion Division, together with Microsoft Philippines, with the special participation of Virtualahan and Line Learning and Development Solutions. Joining us this morning are our Filipino Sign Language interpreters, Stephanie Agbay and Agapito Abuda. Once again, we are sending our warm greetings and shout out to all our live viewers who are tuning with us right now via different social media platforms, our official Facebook page, DepEd Philippines, and yet DepEd YouTube channel. Of course, we would like to thank our partner, Microsoft Philippines, for assisting us to make this Inclusion and Accessibility Week celebration possible. We want to make this experience memorable, so feel free to share the latest happenings online by using our official hashtag DepEd Inclusion and Accessibility. So prepare yourselves and be with us in this short activity. Sit back, relax, and enjoy all the sessions we've prepared for you this morning. At this point, let us listen to the opening message of the Director of the Bureau of Learning Delivery, DepEd Central Office, Director Leila P. Ariola. Ladies and gentlemen, let us give Director Ariola a virtual round of applause.
Our hardworking and committed fellow teachers, receiving teachers, special needs education teachers, learners with visual impairment, beloved parents, our ever-supportive DepEd partners, the LGUs, the non-government organizations, the civil society organizations, and the disabled persons organizations, fellow DepEd employees, to our partner, Microsoft Philippines, and to all our virtually present audience, blessed morning to all. An estimated 240 million children worldwide live with disabilities. Like all other children with disabilities, they also have dreams and ambitions for their beautiful future. Like all children, they well deserve quality, inclusive education, which allows them to develop their skills and realize their full potential. Today, on the second day of this Inclusion and Accessibility Week celebration, with the theme Promoting Inclusion and Accessibility to Learners with Disabilities Through Technology, sponsored by Microsoft Philippines and the Department of Education, we will focus on the legal basis of accessibility, especially for persons and learners with visual impairment, challenges of persons or learners with visual impairment before accessible technology become popular in our country, and the possible opportunities of our learners with visual impairment brought about by this available accessibility technologies. The Department of Education, Curriculum and Instruction Strand, and the Bureau of Learning Delivery in particular are always inspired by the following statements. First, nothing about us without us. And second, make the rights real of persons with disabilities. These are two guiding principles in pushing the inclusive basic education in the country as stated in Republic Act 11650 entitled Instituting a Policy of Inclusion and Services for Learners with Disabilities in Support of Inclusive Education Act. Today, we will learn together the challenges and current opportunities through accessible technology of persons, learners with visual impairment, from our two able resource persons who are experts on these topics, not only by theory or by book, but also through their own experiences. We will also learn about Microsoft accessibility tools and features which are useful for persons, learners with visual impairment, such as screen reading application, screen magnification software, and document accessibility checker, which we can utilize to provide accessible information and classroom materials that will be delivered by our resource persons from Microsoft. It's not all the time that we are given learning opportunities such as this. And such, on behalf of the Department of Education, we are truly grateful to Microsoft Philippines for the conduct of this webinar through this Inclusion and Accessibility Week celebration. I know this is just the start of a lasting partnership with you in the implementation of inclusive education. There's so much more to do together with the passage of Republic Act 11650, which brings one step closer to fulfilling children's rights to access health services and inclusive quality education, especially for those with disabilities and most impacted by inequality and discrimination, as very well said by Attorney Albert Muyot, Chief Executive Officer of the Save the Children Philippines. So stay tuned, let's learn together and create an inclusive society. With that, I say, great morning to one and all. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Director Ariola, for your message. Before we move on to our next speaker, just a few reminders. To our teachers and learners, you can install and activate your Microsoft 365 account by following these steps. Kindly talk to your school admin or division ICT coordinator on how you can get your Microsoft account. Once you have your account, kindly log in to office.com and remember to change your temporary password and confirm it. For added security, kindly register your mobile number or email address. You can also have the option to add some security questions. And once you are done, kindly confirm your settings so you can use and explore your free Microsoft 365 account. For a more detailed explanation, let's all watch this video.
Pumunta sa office.com at mag-login gamit ang Microsoft account na binigay sa atin ng DepEd. I-type natin ang ating email and then ang temporary password. Sa mga first-time logins, kailangan natin palitan ang ating temporary password. So makikita natin itong dialog box na ito. So make sure na palitan natin ito to our original and a more secure password. Once done, kailangan natin i-secure ang ating account. Now, normally, hihingan tayo ng phone authentication, ng email, or maglalagay tayo ng security questions. Kailangan natin i-fulfill ang isa sa mga ito. For this example, try natin i-authenticate ang phone para mag-secure ang ating account. So piliin natin yung country, which in this case, the Philippines, and i-type natin ang ating registered mobile number. Dito sa registered mobile number, pwedeng i-text sa atin or itawag sa atin ang verification code. Kapag natanggap natin ang verification code, ita-type natin sa field sa ibaba. And there you go. Now, meron tayong access sa portal. Now, dito sa portal, makikita natin lahat ng benefits and lahat ng apps na pwede nating i-download. We can click on Install Office para ma-download lahat ng ito and magamit na natin sila.
For accessible resources, links, and related online trainings from DepEd and Microsoft Philippines, kindly refer to the links that are being flashed on your screens. We have the links for the following. For resources and accessibility for remote learning, https://aka.ms/special resources. For accessibility guide for educators and parents, https://aka.ms/educator guide accessibility. For accessibility guide for vision, hearing, mobility, speech, and learning, https://aka.ms/msft accessibility guide. And for other related trainings from Microsoft and DepEd, https://aka.ms/access fundamentals training. There you go, and we are now moving to our main sessions. At this point, we will first get to listen to a topic, how to get the rights right. This session will provide us a quick walkthrough on the challenges of persons with visual disabilities in the domain of education and employment, and learn about the legal basis of their rights. Let us get to know our resource person for this session. Our resource person has visual disability and was born and raised in Metro Manila. She is an HR practitioner for more than 15 years, currently an HR consultant on inclusive employment for persons with disabilities, a disability technical advisor, and social researcher for different government agencies and donor-funded programs. She is a 3-time awardee of Australia Award scholarships from 2014 to 2020 and was granted a dual degree grant from the Australia Award scholarships last 2016. A truly outstanding woman. Let us all welcome Ms. Criselda Bisda.
The screen shows a block of text with sky blue background with white leaves. The text on the slide reads, "How to get the rights right. A quick walkthrough on the challenges of persons with visual disabilities in the domain of education and employment, and learn about the legal basis of their rights." Maria Criselda Bisda. With suffix, MHRM. D. IRM. April 5, 2022.
Hello everyone, thank you for having me today. For today's topic, I will focus on two major themes. One would be about challenges faced by persons with disabilities, to be specific, learners with visual disabilities. And second, we'll talk about the legal basis of our rights. We will discuss about the legal instruments in the global and local contexts.
At the bottom left side of the screen shows a group of smiling children. All of them are standing very close to one another, and the bottom right side of the slide shows UNICEF's logo. The text reads, "The Global Perspective of Inclusive Education Around the World per UNICEF Report."
Children with disabilities are among the most vulnerable and excluded in the world. Their rights are often violated. Hidden at home or placed in special institutions, a child with disabilities often misses out on education. They grow up apart from their families. Parents fear their children with disabilities will be mocked and won't have a chance to take part in society. The World Report on Disabilities estimates that 1 in 10 children under the age of 15 lives with disabilities, meaning they are not unusual. Despite the challenges, many countries in Central and Eastern Europe and in Central Asia are making positive changes in their lives.
Everyone in my class thinks that I am a good friend and a good student.
Alexa is a satisfied and happy boy who lives in a healthy environment with friends who accept him and teachers who meet his needs when it's necessary.
UNICEF is working with governments to support education systems, families, and children to reduce inequities created by social exclusion.
When as many children as possible have access to quality education, it's good for the society as such, because then you enrich the whole society also at the same time.
Armenia, Montenegro, and Serbia recently demonstrated to UNICEF's executive board the progress they've made. That includes changing policies to ensure that children with disabilities are provided with quality, inclusive education. That means giving each and every child an opportunity to learn at their local school, with enough support to reach their full potential.
With the adoption of the law, we have made it possible for every child to be enrolled in school. We crafted and designed individual programs for each student.
Inclusive education does not require special schools, care, expensive materials, or specialized expertise. It simply means all students, including children with disabilities, should have the opportunity to receive individualized services and approaches to learning.
We raised awareness so that everyone understands that education of children with special needs is key to their future development.
As a result of these efforts, more schools in Serbia are now welcoming children with disabilities. In Montenegro, there's been increased public demand for inclusive schools thanks to awareness campaigns, in Armenia through strong support from civil society.
Just imagine a world where all children are included, involved, where their talents are celebrated, where their contributions are recognized. That is the world towards which UNICEF is working.
Children with disabilities are now starting to attend local schools, make friends, and grow up to be active members of their own communities.
And that's your UNICEF report on the global status of learners with disabilities around the world. Here in the Philippines, it's no different because learners with visual disabilities do not have appropriate and adequate support in education. So, kailangan po talaga puspusan po ang ating pag-advocate at paggawa ng mga iba't ibang programa dahil marami na po tayong law or policies concerning inclusive education. Ang kailangan po talaga natin makapaglatag ng iba't ibang programa to support our learners with disabilities.
The bottom right side of the screen shows the Philippine map. The text reads, "What are the challenges faced by persons with visual disabilities in education in the local context?"
At the left side of the screen, an image shows a 4-layer bookshelf filled with books. At the right side of the screen, the text reads, "Reading printed books or handouts are not easy."
Let's go to our local context. Kamusta po ba ang learners with disabilities sa pag-aaral? Like in my case, I'd like to share with you my experience reading books or handouts during my time. Wala pa pong advanced technology during the 90s when it comes to inclusive education. Wala pang screen readers. Kung meron man, wala pa po sa Pilipinas. And during that time, the only way I can read was through audio recording. So my friends sometimes record their voices, record as they read the required reading sa mga books or handouts na pinapabasa ng teacher. But most of the time, it's my family who record yung mga required readings sa school. And this is the only way around that time na makaka-strategize para mabasa yung mga homework or assignment. Kaya talagang nagre-record lang through voice recorder, cassette pa around that time. So, mas matrabaho nga lang siya kasi mahahaba yung readings eh. Not like today, kung mahaba yung reading, basta meron kang accessible copy at meron kang screen reader, marunong ka sa technology, okay na.
At the right side of the screen shows a cartolina and manila paper filled with notes. Another image shows two seated females writing on their desks. The text reads, "Copying notes from blackboard or from manila paper."
Copying notes from the blackboard, manila paper, or cartolina wasn't that easy. During that time, if you have a visual disability like me, it's very difficult for me to copy notes sa blackboard kasi hindi mo nga nakikita or talagang sobrang malabo na hindi mo na talaga makita from a distance. So, I borrow notes from classmates and then I photocopy it and then pag uwi ko sa bahay, someone will tape their voices, would read the handouts para magkaroon ako ng notes. So, parang more on marami akong audio notes around that time kasi that's the only available technology we can maximize. Yung ibang sinusulat ng teacher, yung ibang mga binibigay niya sa mga Manila paper, sa cartolina, yung mga ganun, minsan wala yun sa books. That's why it's better that I have an audio recording of those notes at yung mga required notes or readings naman from the books, iba pa yung set of recording for that. Because that's, like what I said, that's the only way for me to catch up in school. So, mahirap talaga dahil wala ka pang ibang technology na pwedeng magamit.
The screen shows a group of students who are seated and taking an exam. There is a female teacher proctoring the examinees, standing near the students. And the text reads, "Taking exams are not that easy."
Taking exams, mas mahirap siya compared to copying notes kasi this time, you cannot borrow anyone's notes dahil exam na siya. So, what we did is to, ask or we made a formal request sa teacher if someone can dictate the questions to me and someone would help me answer sa answer sheet kasi hindi pa ako marunong mag-braille around that time kasi may nakikita pa ako but the vision is deteriorating. So, nandun ka sa, parang you're in limbo. You don't know where to go kasi you don't know how to read and write in Braille yet. At the same time, you can still write but, alam mo yun, parang you don't write legibly anymore kasi nga hindi mo na halos makita yung lines ng notebook or ng pad paper, ganyan. And during that time, ang exams ay nasa mimeograph pa. No? So, pen and paper siya, in other words. That's why it's not that easy to take an exam if you're not able to see because you're not able to visually read. Not like today, pwedeng ilagay na lang siya sa computer kasi computerized naman yung mga exams. Meron na nga lang proctor na magbabantay to secure the integrity of the exam.
The right side of the screen shows a group of students carrying a big umbrella-like shaped banner. The students were in an area that is seemingly a basketball court. The text in the slide reads, "PE classes are challenging."
Akala kasi ng karamihan, persons with visual disabilities are not able or not capable of performing physical tasks because they are not able to see, which is a myth. The instructions were given to me orally. It was a dictated instruction and very descriptive instruction kasi physical to eh. So, kailangan step by step. Kung sayaw yan, step by step dapat na ituturo. Kung game naman yan, for example, basketball. As far as I can remember, yung basketball game namin sa PE around that time, wala akong playmate literally. Pero, ang naging agreement namin ng teacher ko sa PE was I have to do everything, like all strokes. I have to demo everything at doon ako mabibigyan ng grade. So, nagawa ko naman lahat ng strokes na tinuro niya. And yun, siguro yun lang yung medyo naging adjustment namin. We tried finding a different way of still helping me na makapag-PE. Kumbaga, ayoko kasi ma-exempt, no? It's not within my my principles or values to be exempted in any schoolwork dahil noon pa man, alam ko na kaya naman talaga ng learners with disabilities.
The screen shows 3 students conducting an experiment in a seemingly laboratory room. They are pouring liquid in a beaker and test tube. The text reads, "Experiments during chemistry class is challenging."
Sa chemistry, we are doing a lot of different experiments in the laboratory. In my case, again, we tried finding ways. So my group mates were there to assist me in transferring chemicals from one container to another, and then it was a some form of an agreement between my teacher and my group mates na we will be very careful and very gradual. And then the teacher was describing to me the chemical reactions, because it's very important for us to know the visual elements when there is a chemical reaction. The visual elements that you'll get from the description will definitely help you understand the concept.
The screen shows a stage, and dancing actors dressed in Filipiniana outfits. The crowd is watching the stage play and clapping their hands. The text reads, "Watching required films or stage plays is often challenging."
This is one of the requirements, mostly by teachers handling English and Filipino classes. During our time, meron kaming mga dapat panoorin na mga movies or stage plays like Noli Me Tangere, El Fili, and iba pa, no? May mga educational films din kasi na nire-require yung teacher. And during that time, walang audio description or audio described services for learners with visual disabilities. Audio description is the one you've been hearing every time I change my slide. I know that I can write so much in my reaction paper or essay. It's just that my greatest challenge was accessing the visual elements of the film or the stage play.
The screen shows a weighing scale figure, placed over a book entitled, "Justice." The text reads, "Rights and legal basis."
The screen shows 3 rows of hollow blocks-like figures from top to bottom. Each row contains 6 to 7 squares, shaded in red, blue, yellow, green and other colors. The 17 SDG goals were written individually inside each square. The text reads, "Sustainable Development Goals."
I have shown you the infographics of SDG or Sustainable Development Goals. SDG has 17 goals and 11 of the goals explicitly mentioned about persons with disabilities in the action points. Even if hindi na mention yung person with disabilities explicitly dun sa 6 or other 6 goals ng SDG, it doesn't mean that we are not part of those goals ng SDG. Syempre part pa rin naman kami. And dapat talaga part dahil pag pinag-uusapan yung sinasabing development for all, wala po dapat nala-left behind. I'd like to highlight Goal 4, Quality Education, and Goal 8, Decent Work and Economic Growth. Sa Goal 4, we have to make sure that inclusive education is happening now. There's no other best time but now. You have to make it a reality. So we have to start either creating new programs or revising or reforming old programs to become more inclusive to persons with disabilities. And kakambal po ng inclusive education ang inclusive employment. There are higher chances of getting employment in mainstream job market when a learner with disability grew up or sabihin na natin na develop ang isang learner sa isang inclusive education environment. It's my opinion as an HR practitioner dahil yun po talaga yung napapansin kong trend sa mga learners who grew up or was developed in more inclusive setting.
At the bottom right side of the screen shows the UNCRPD logo. The text reads, United Nations Convention on the Rights of Persons with Disabilities. UNCRPD. Article 24. Education. Article 27. Work and employment.
UNCRPD, or the United Nations Convention on the Rights of Persons with Disability, is an international treaty, or it's a global legal instrument. This is part of the Philippine law now kasi nag-ratify po tayo in 2008. Tapos signatory din tayo ng UNCRPD noong 2006. Kaya part of the tinatawag na law of the land ng Philippines na ang UNCRPD. And I'd like to highlight also Article 24, Inclusive Education, and Article 27 of UNCRPD, which is the work and employment. Dahil gaya po ng SDG, gusto rin po natin na ma-reduce yung unemployment rate of persons with disabilities as well as yung mga unschooled persons or children with disabilities sa pamamagitan nga po ng mga international agreements and legal instruments.
At the bottom part of the screen displays the Philippine flag. The text reads, Magna Carta for Disabled Persons. Republic Act 7277. Chapter 1. Employment. Chapter 2. Education.
This is a local law on disability. Dito rin pinapakita yung recognition of rights of persons with disabilities or Filipinos with disabilities. Pinapakita on Chapter 1 na merong rights on employment ang bawat isang Pilipino na may kapansanan. Chapter 2, education. So again, education has been mentioned in the Magna Carta, which means that even before UNCRPD and SDG existed, nasa Magna Carta na natin kaagad yung pag-recognize na every person with disability or every learner with disability has rights to claim pagdating sa education. And on Chapter 4, meron po tayong auxiliary social services, wherein sinasabi din dito sa Magna Carta na ang persons with disabilities should be provided the reasonable accommodation they need at saka yung mga accessibility requirements nila for school or for employment. Like for example, dapat may sign language interpreting, and for the blind naman, may mga versions in braille yung mga materials, pwede na rin sa audio format, at ngayon, in modern times, dapat meron na rin po siyang digital copy.
At the right side of the screen, shows a seated man, signing some documents. The said man was identified as President Rodrigo Duterte. The text reads, Republic Act 11560, or the Inclusive Education Act.
Republic Act 11560 has been approved by President Duterte this March or last March 2022, and ito na po yung matagal na hinihintay na ma-approve ng President natin. No? Lahat po ng disability advocates ngayon ay nagdiriwang. We're celebrating this victory because for like 4 to 5 years or almost 6 years na pong nilalakad or pinupush yung Inclusive Education Act, and finally ito na po siya. The importance of this law is to make sure that every learner with disability is welcomed in any school or any classroom. At isa pa po dyan ay ang teachers natin, yung mga receiving teachers natin sa regular class or regular schools, na they will be more equipped as to how they can make classrooms inclusive for learners with disabilities.
No images detected. Just a group of sentences. The text reads, What is inclusion? Inclusion refers to a process where all learners, regardless of their background and abilities, are given an equal chance to play, learn, and interact together in the same learning environment and the community. It is an approach where every learner is valued, supported, and given access to equal opportunities and learning experiences within an inclusive learning resource center or school setting.
Here, you'll see na parang wala na pong nasisegregate dahil ang goal po ng IE Act, especially nung na-define po yung inclusive education, na all learners will learn together at lahat po ng learners with disabilities ay talagang kasama na pong madedevelop, kasama na rin po sila sa pakikipaglaro sa kapwa nilang learner na walang disability at mas magiging maganda po yung kanilang development if there will be no segregation. Inclusion is a process. It's a process of making sure that every learner with disability has a meaningful participation and equal contribution to every classroom.
The screen shows a smiling emoji. And at the bottom part, shows a massive ground with lots of sunflowers. The text reads, "Thank you."
Thank you everyone for listening. I hope you learned something from my presentation. Always remember that inclusion is a form of full acceptance, not a form of tolerance. And of course, make sure that every person with disability or every learner with disability is part of the dialogue because nothing about us without us. Thank you very much, Microsoft and Department of Education.
Thank you so much, Ms. Maria Criseldo Bisda, for that very informative session. Surely our viewers learned a lot. And before we move on to our next speaker, just a few reminders. To our teachers and learners, you can install and activate your Microsoft 365 account by following these steps. Kindly talk to your social admin to your school admin rather, or division ICT coordinator on how you can get your Microsoft account. Once you have your account, kindly log into office.com and remember to change your temporary password and confirm it. For added security, kindly register your mobile number or email address, and you have the option to add some security questions. And once done, kindly confirm your settings so you can use and explore your free Microsoft 365 account. For a more detailed explanation, let's all watch this video.
Pumunta sa office.com at mag-login gamit ang Microsoft account na binigay sa atin ng DepEd. I-type natin ang ating email and then ang temporary password. Sa mga first-time logins, kailangan natin palitan ang ating temporary password. So makikita natin itong dialog box na ito. So make sure na palitan natin ito to our original and a more secure password. Once done, kailangan natin i-secure ang ating account. Now, normally, hihingan tayo ng phone authentication, ng email, or maglalagay tayo ng security questions. Kailangan natin i-fulfill ang isa sa mga ito. For this example, try natin i-authenticate ang phone para mag-secure ang ating account. So, piliin natin yung country, which in this case, the Philippines, and i-type natin ang ating registered mobile number. Dito sa registered mobile number, pwedeng i-text sa atin or itawag sa atin ang verification code. Kapag natanggap natin ang verification code, ita-type natin sa field sa ibaba. And there you go. Now, meron tayong access sa portal. Now, dito sa portal, makikita natin lahat ng benefits and lahat ng apps na pwede nating i-download. We can click on Install Office para ma-download lahat ng ito. And magamit na natin sila.
For accessible resources, links related to online trainings from DepEd and Microsoft Philippines, kindly refer to the links that are being flashed on your screens. We have the links for the following. For resources and accessibility for remote learning, https://aka.ms/special ed resources. For accessibility guide for educators and parents, https://aka.ms/educator guide accessibility. For accessibility guide for vision, hearing, mobility, speech, and learning, we have https://aka.ms/msft accessibility guide. And for other related trainings from Microsoft and DepEd, we have https://aka.ms/access fundamentals training. Technology, opening doors and removing barriers for learners with visual disability. This session will give us a glimpse on how visually impaired learners benefit from technology to reach their full potential in education and possible opportunities in the professional world. Let us get to know our resource person for this session. Our resource person is someone who may be sightless but full of vision through the eyes of technology. He is a licensed professional teacher and a thriving entrepreneur. The torch that lights up his mission is his strong advocacy to empower and teach persons with visual disabilities on how to use assistive devices and other forms of technologies, which are equalizers and enablers of their independence, confidence, and such will bridge them to wider opportunities. He also participates with different organizations to train educators and other professionals materials. Ladies and gentlemen, let us all welcome Mr. June Limbo, freelance accessibility consultant and trainer. Let us give him a virtual round of applause.
Magandang araw po sa inyong lahat, to our students, teachers, and parents, to Microsoft, and to Department of Education. For the benefits of our visually impaired audience, my name is Jun Limbo and I'm 5'7" in height. I have white complexion and short hair. Now, I am wearing a polo, glasses, and I am wearing a headset with microphone. Being said that, let me start with my presentation. We are going to talk about how technology opens opportunity for our learners with visual impairment. We are also going to talk about how the technology removes barriers for them to have free access to education and in order for them to reach their full potential in their studies. And of course, we're going to have a run through of the support that we can give, including the community and the government. Let me start first by telling you how a visually impaired use computer. We use computer with the aid of assistive technology. And one of the example of assistive technology is the screen reader. A screen reader is a software installed to a computer or built into an operating system. It translates everything on the screen into speech. And it also enhances the keyboard commands so that we can control or manipulate the computer with the use of the keyboard. It also enables us to read Braille with the use of computer. So with the technologies available today, we can now do many things on our computer that are not possible before. We can do many things but not limited to creating documents and editing documents, managing data on a spreadsheets and creating a presentation and actually do the presentation like what I'm doing now. We can also do video editing and audio editing. We can do other tasks like email, surfing the net, and of course, enjoy different entertainment with the use of the computer. And because of the latest technology in smartphones, we now interact and use technology in a very different way. Yes, it revolutionizes the way we interact with technology because of the development in smartphones. How should that become possible? Let us watch together this video.
My take on life is that life is definitely there for the taking. What you put in is what you'll get out. Two things important to me in life are family and music. They both play a huge part in my life. Technology allows me to be my own one-man band. I try to be as independent as I can, and the way that I do that mostly is with low-tech, which is a white cane, and high-tech, which is a phone.
Seeing AI.
Seeing AI is one of the biggest deals in technology, I think, at the moment for visually impaired users. It's an app that you can read almost anything, anywhere with it.
Kilburn High Road. Fashion. Workspace. Mayonnaise.
It has a multitude of functions, and they all work together to produce something that you can use whenever you need it. It might even be considered to be a Swiss Army knife of apps. Of all the parts of Seeing AI, I really do think short text is the biggest of the game changers.
Northwest 6.
Because I've never seen anything like that in any other app before. And I like being in the back of cabs or in buses and pointing it out the window and seeing what I pass on the way to places.
Mobile phone NC 4000 services.
One of the greatest things about short text for me is that if there's no one else in the house, I can sort the post into who's who.
Mrs. K. Louis. Mrs. Kirsten Louis.
So I don't open my wife's post and she doesn't get cross with me.
Yo, voilà, Andre.
My man Alex.
Good.
One fella.
Blessed.
£20.
That's really cool.
Currency is a very useful channel because sometimes it's very difficult to know what notes actually are. So with currency, I can detect that straight away.
£5.
Job done. 2025.
Well done.
Scene preview.
Scene is actually really cool. It's quite descriptive, really.
Processing. A store filled with lots of different types of fruit.
I think that's pretty amazing.
Terrific.
In my view, one of the best parts of Seeing AI is the ability to read pictures from social media. Because so many times someone will send me a picture of something that I cannot understand. So I will share that picture to Seeing AI.
Scene. Probably a group of people sitting on a bench in a park.
And then I'll get a description of what it is.
Person. 8-year-old boy with black hair looking happy, 7-year-old girl with brown hair looking disgusted.
And it's changed how I can view social media. It feels like I can participate.
Like, reply.
Far more than I could before.
Thank you for sharing. Handwriting preview.
With Handwriting Channel, I was actually able to read a card from a family member last year. That's the first time I'd actually been able to do that without help.
Dear Dad.
Alice worked. Good. We can tell if Jake's been writing well if the handwriting tab can recognize it. That's good proof, really.
We love you, Daddy. XXXXXX.
We've got lots of X's. The effect of having Seeing AI to hand all the time is like having somebody who can see in your pocket.
34-year-old man with a beard wearing a hat looking happy.
Why not?
There is so much more that I can do now that I couldn't before. You've grown up.
I used to be 9.
I think Seeing AI really is a huge technological step down the road, and I hope that we can continue down a road like this for many years to come.
So that's how technology with a smartphone revolutionizes the way we interact and use technology. And as shown in the video, it really helps us to make the environment more accessible for visually impaired persons. Actually, I am also a user of that application, and I'm using that every day, especially the short text and the currency. And you know that this application is developed by a visually impaired programmer under Microsoft. Yes, Microsoft is committed to accessibility in all their products and services. So now that we had a glimpse of how we use and the advancements of technology, it really opens opportunities and remove barriers to education. Ngayon po ay talagang nai-integrate na yung technology sa ating education. And there is already huge advancement in educational technologies. Computers are being used in the classroom. not only computers but also tablets and smartphones. We use internet in order to deliver learnings to our students. And we gamify the way they learn and the way we give assessment in order for them to become engaged in their studies. Those developments are very favorable with our learners with visual impairment. How? First is now the learners with visual impairment has equal access to information. Unlike before, na napakahirap para sa mga learners natin na mag-access sa mga reading materials, with the use of technology, magagawa na nila ito instantly. Makakabasa na sila kasabay nung mga learners na nakakakita. Hindi na nila kailangang mag-iintay na mai-convert yung mga reading materials, yung mga learning resources into Braille para mabasa nila. Hindi na, dahil gumagamit na ng mga PowerPoint presentation sa classroom, kapag binigyan yung students ng file ng PowerPoint presentation na soft copy, they can follow along with the discussions. Unlike before na naka-Manila paper and gumagamit ng blackboard, walang access talaga yung ating mga learners with disability. So they have the access in the information firsthand. And because computers are available in the libraries and we have technologies in smartphones that can instantly read hard copy text, mas madali na para sa mga visually impaired ngayon na mag-research, magbasa anytime and anywhere. Unlike before, na kinakailangan lagi ng magbabasa at magre-record sa kanila ng mga material so that they can have access on it on a later time. Many publications now are converted into digital format. That means mababasa na agad din ito ng ating mga learners with visual impairment using their smartphones and computers. And there are now available online libraries which they can access anytime. And many libraries online or some of the libraries online are offering publications in digital accessible formats. Kaya mas marami na talaga yung mga information na pwedeng makuha ng ating mga learners kaysa sa mga makukuha nila doon sa school or from mula doon sa kanilang teacher. Dahil meron na silang independence to access information anywhere. Next opportunity is now our learners have the opportunity to have better communication and collaboration with their peers. Yes, because of the technology, they can easily communicate with their teachers and also with their classmates. They can ask questions, clarifications, and with the use of video call, mas naaalalayan din ng ating mga educators yung ating mga learners with visual impairment. And now, communication removes barriers or technology removes barriers para makipag-communicate yung ating mga learners with visual impairment sa kanilang mga sighted peers. So, they can build rapport and friendship with the use of different communication applications. And then, they can also ask assistance from their classmates and also give assistance to their classmates. With regards to collaboration, unlike before, may maraming mga instances na hindi po pwede na makasabay yung ating mga learners sa mga activities na ginagawa sa loob ng classroom. Kasi yung mga materials na ginagamit are in print, so they do not have immediate access. And ang gagawin is they will ask favor sa kanilang mga sighted peers para basahin sa kanila yung mga materials. But now, dahil sa availability ng technology, hindi na ganon. They can start the group discussion or group work right away because they have already the access. And the big companies before that are providing collaboration tools are committed to provide accessibility with their products. So yung mga collaboration tools like Office 365, they are now accessible to visually impaired users. They can communicate, they can work in the same document, they can easily transfer and receive file because of those collaboration tools. And now, the next opportunity is um, there is now education anywhere for our learners with visual impairment. Yes, because the technology becomes mobile, the education also becomes mobile. So the visually impaired student can now continue their learnings or their study anywhere. Kahit na nasaan man sila, sa bahay, nasa restaurant, nasa airplane, or kung ano man yung kanilang ginagawa at nasaan man sila, maaari na silang makapag-aral. Before, the problem is the portability of the devices and the materials. For example, the braille. It is so big to carry. Kaya medyo limited lang yung pag-aaral. Doon lang sa lugar na komportable talagang mag-aral yung ating mga learners with disability. And most of the time, for example, based on my experience, kapag nasa classroom na and we have time to um, do a short review before the quiz, hindi ko yun magawa kasi hindi nga nasa recorder yung aking mga notes or naka-braille na malalaki na hindi ko na dinadala. But since the education now are mobile, we can now have enough access. We can now do our studies anytime and anywhere. And there are many available self-paced learning or self-paced course offered online. Na dahil dito, mas marami na rin yung opportunity ng ating mga learners with visual impairment to learn more skills than ever before. So, pwede na silang matuto ng iba't ibang courses like project management, audio editing, video editing in advance. Or they can also have another course or another training habang sila ay nag-aaral. So, mas marami ng opportunity na ngayon na magagawa sila sa pag-aaral. And it is now easier to do assignments. So, mas madali na sa ating mga learners with visual impairment to cope with the asynchronous activities provided by the teachers or the schools dahil nga mobile na yung technology. So now we have seen the advantage, the opportunities available now for our learners with visual impairment because of the huge improvement in the technology. But still, there are challenges. Kung noon may challenges na nabanggit yung ating previous speaker, ngayon meron pa din. One of the challenge now is in order for our learners to really utilize the technology, they have to have strong skills on using the technology. So, what we need now is to expose our learners at the very age to learn how to use smartphone, to learn how to use the computer, to learn how to use the braille displays. So, yun po ang kinakailangan na sila ay ma-expose agad at matuto sa paggamit ng technology na iyon. So, ano po yung challenge? Sa ngayon po ay marami yung mga nangangailangan ng maturuan ng technology. Although there are organization that provides training for them, hindi rin lahat ay nakaka-access. So, it is important that our teachers, the parents are also take the initiative to learn the technology para maipasa nila or maituro nila sa kanilang mga children with visual impairment. Kaya kinakailangan na ang isang estudyante ay matuto na gumamit ng technology, hindi lang yung marunong siya, kundi maging efficient siya sa paggamit nito para yung marunong na rin siya na mag-solve ng mga problems kapag nakaka-encounter siya. Kasi, for example, may ma-encounter siya na inaccessible part sa isang website or inaccessible document, alam niya kung paano gawa ng paraan at ma-minimize yung inaccessibility nito. Kasi that is possible if they know how to use their technology. So, with that, ang tanong po is how can we support them or how can we help them to really utilize the technology in order for them to excel with their education. Our support is very important for them. So kagaya nung nabanggit ko po kanina, the primary support is magmumula sa parents and then sa teachers sa pagtuturo ng technology sa ating mga learners. Second thing that we can do is to help them to have an inclusive digital environment or to have digital inclusion and accessibility. So in our own ways, pwede po natin silang matulungan. Ano po yung mga pwede natin gawin para sila ay magkaroon ng digital inclusion and accessibility? First is we can make our social media, the website, accessible. So if tayo ay personally nagki-create ng mga social media, we can make it accessible by putting description on the photos, lalo na yung mga sa tingin natin ay importante para sa kanila. Another thing is by making documents, learning materials accessible to our learners with visual impairment. Although there are many resources now available in digital formats, the problem is kapag hindi sila ginawang accessible, hindi sila ma-access agad-agad ng ating mga learners with visual impairment. So what we want is to give them instant access by making them accessible. So mahirap po ba yon na matutuhan yung na gawing accessible yung ating social media, gawing accessible yung ating mga documents? Hindi naman po. At sa totoo, napakarami pong mga resources online na nagtuturo kung paano iyon gagawin. It is very simple. Ang secret lang po is we have to use the features available in Microsoft Office para magawang accessible yung ating mga products. Kasi inilagay na yon ng Microsoft in order to ensure the accessibility of the digital materials that we're going to create from their product. So, kinakailangan lang po na matutuhan natin yung features na gamitin and we can search online. And there are organizations that provides training to teachers and professionals and maybe in the future the parents para matuto sila to create born accessible materials. We can also be part of a group or the community that lobbies for the rights of our learners with visual disability when it comes to education. So, mayroon pong mga batas na isinusulong na pwede nating suportahan para maipasa sila at magamit ng ating mga learners with disability. And we can also support yung mga organization na naglalabi para sa ating mga visual impaired learners na, for example, yung naglalabi na magkaroon ng batas or policy na matulungan sila na magkaroon ng support sa mga gadgets, na magkaroon sila ng mga gadgets and devices na magagamit nila sa kanilang pag-aaral. And in some other countries, pinuprovide po iyon ng government sa kanila. So, yung state nagbibigay sa kanila ng mga devices para magamit nila sa kanilang pag-aaral at sa kanilang work. Kaya maaari din po natin na suportahan yung mga ganong mga movement or initiative dito sa ating lugar. So each of us, even in our small ways, can really support our learners with visual impairment. Finally, what we have now realized is really technology eliminates disability. With our help, our learners will excel in their studies and later on with the careers that they choose. Yes, because of technologies, there are now many available professions, naging available na mga professions para sa kanila. From the computer-related work like programming, a software engineer, um, information technologies, lahat po yan ngayon ay po pwede na pasukan ng ating mga learners with disability na gagraduate. Ang mga company po ay like Microsoft is committed to provide accessibility with their products and services. So it means job placement for our learners with visual disabilities. Another opportunity is our learners with visual impairment who will graduate in the future can be part of a growing communities or group that works remotely. Pwede silang pumasok pagka-graduate nila as a writer. So there are copywriters, there are web content writers, there are script writers na mga nag-work na lang ngayon online. Ang mga professions pa na pwede nilang gawin is they can be a captioner sa mga videos. They can be a voice talent na ginagawa na rin ngayon sa online. And then they can also be manager, administrators. So they can do admin works both in the physical office and online. So iilan lang po yan sa mga possible na mga ginagawa ng ating mga pwedeng pasukin na profession ng ating mga learners with disability. Our support is very important for our learners with visual disability to utilize the use of technology. Yes, technology eliminates disability. It opens opportunity. It eliminates barriers in order for them to have and to excel in their educations and in their professions in the future. So let us help our learners to have access to education through the use of technology. Thank you very much and have a nice day.
Technology eliminates disability. Wow, that was one impactful line, Sir Limbo. Thank you so much for sharing your time with us. And before we move on, allow me to once again share our reminders. To our teachers and learners, you can install and activate your Microsoft 365 account by following these steps. Kindly talk to your school admin or division ICT coordinator on how you can get your Microsoft account. Once you have your account, kindly log into office.com and remember to change your temporary password and confirm it. For added security, kindly register your mobile number or email address. You can also change you can also add some security questions, and once done, kindly confirm your settings so you can use and explore your free Microsoft 365 account. For a more detailed explanation, let's all watch this video.
Pumunta sa office.com at mag-login gamit ang Microsoft account na binigay sa atin ng DepEd. I-type natin ang ating email and then ang temporary password. Sa mga first-time logins, kailangan natin palitan ang ating temporary password. So makikita natin itong dialog box na ito. So make sure na palitan natin ito to our original and a more secure password. Once done, kailangan natin i-secure ang ating account. Now, normally, hihingan tayo ng phone authentication, ng email, or maglalagay tayo ng security questions. Kailangan natin i-fulfill ang isa sa mga ito. For this example, try natin i-authenticate ang phone para mag-secure ang ating account. So, piliin natin yung country, which in this case, the Philippines, and i-type natin ang ating registered mobile number. Dito sa registered mobile number, pwedeng i-text sa atin or itawag sa atin ang verification code. Kapag natanggap natin ang verification code, ita-type natin sa field sa ibaba. And there you go. Now, meron tayong access sa portal. Now, dito sa portal, makikita natin lahat ng benefits and lahat ng apps na pwede nating i-download. We can click on Install Office para mag-download lahat ng ito and magamit na natin sila.
For accessible resources, links related online trainings from DepEd and Microsoft Philippines, kindly refer to the links that are being flashed on your screens. We have the links for the following: resources and accessibility for remote learning, https://aka.ms/special ed resources. For accessibility guide for educators and parents, https://aka.ms/educator guide accessibility. For accessibility guide for vision, hearing, mobility, speech, and learning, we have https://aka.ms/msft accessibility guide. And for other related trainings from Microsoft and DepEd, we have https://aka.ms/access fundamentals training. Now, are you excited to win some prizes? We are going to play a short game called Mentimeter. It's a trivia game and all you have to do is to select the correct answer. All right, to join, you are going to need your mobile phones or tablets. I repeat, you are going to need your phones and mobile tablets, so bring out those now. Go to menti.com. Again, menti.com and enter the code 2784799. Go to menti.com and enter the code 2784799. Kindly type in your full name once you register to the game for us to count your participation. Again, kindly type in your full name once you register to the game for us to count your participation. And while you do that, please do stay with us because we have a few announcements later on, and we will also be flashing an evaluation form link for you to answer. We would love to hear your thoughts regarding your experience in this event and know what are the next steps that we should do to make these kinds of events more memorable. All right. Let us wait for our participants to join. Bring out your phones now and go to menti.com and participate. Some prizes are waiting for you, so you should join this activity. We are just waiting for more players to join us, and in a few, we will start the Mentimeter game. So far, we have 41 participants. We are just waiting for the others. Keep joining. Again, bring out your phones or tablets, go to menti.com and use the code 2784799. The code is 2784799, and don't forget to use your full name upon entering the link. We are still waiting for other participants. Please know that prizes are at stake for the top 4 participants. All right, we have 120 participants already, so I think we can start because we have quite a number now who are ready to win some prizes. Top 4 winners who answered correctly, and take note, the fastest will be declared as winners. So let's start. Are you ready? Okay, question number 1. What was the law recently signed by President Rodrigo Duterte related to education? Is it a special education law, Inclusive Education Act, or accessibility law? Three, two, one, time is up. And the correct answer is Inclusive Education Act. All right, congratulations to all those who got the item right. We are now ready for our next question. Okay, you have to answer fast. Okay, the next question is, how do you call the type of technology or type of accessibility used to describe visual elements in a video or highly visual PowerPoint slides? Is it video resolution, audio and video output, or audio description? 5 seconds to answer. 3, 2, 1, and time is up. And the correct answer is audio description. Right. Next question. It converts everything in the screen into speech to be accessible for learners with visual impairment. So what should be the answer? Is it a screen reader, audio reader, or visual reader? You have 8 seconds to answer. Take note, the fastest you are, that's the more chance you top this game. And time is up, and the correct answer is screen recorder. All right, we have the last question now. The last question is, this helps the learners with visual impairment to reach their full potential in education and employment. Is it technology? Is it resources or lessons? 7 seconds. And time's up. The correct answer is technology. Oh, almost everyone got it right. Okay, we're just waiting for the result. It will flash on your screens. All right, so there you go. We have the, okay. All right, the winner or the top is Shena May Ramirez with 3,791 points. Wow, congratulations to our winner. And do note that the one that is flashing our participant is the one who answered the fastest, but also we will consider 3 more players who excelled in this game, as we will have a total of 4 winners for this round. So to all our Mentimeter winners, kindly message Step at Facebook page with the screenshot of the name during the Mentimeter game, all right? And kindly wait for the message of our team regarding the delivery of your prizes. So to those who didn't win, don't you worry, because later on we will have another round. So stay with us. We had 2 meaningful learning sessions a while back. We still have 1 more session, and that is removing learning barriers through tools that promote accessibility in the classroom. This session will talk about Microsoft tools that will help teachers and students that are visually challenged. Let us get to know our resource person. Our resource person is a technology specialist, enthusiast, and an education advocate. He used to work at Microsoft Philippines as a product specialist for Windows and was a territory channel manager handling accounts in the education space. He was also awarded as a Microsoft MVP for Windows, and now he's a co founder and chief of operations of Line Learning and Development Solutions. Ladies and gentlemen, let us all welcome Mr. Eufer Pashon. Let us give him a virtual round of applause.
Good day, everyone. Today we will talk about accessibility and how we can help our differently abled students to use available tools and technology in learning. My name is Eufer Pashon, and I'm the operations lead for Line Learning and Development Solutions, a Microsoft Global Training Partner. So let's begin. So here are some of the learning disabilities that we have that's identified, right? So you have learning, you have visual. So I myself, I have slight dyslexia. So nahihirapan po ako minsan magbasa or minsan na pag-i-interchange ko yung letters. Diba? So, and maraming technology ang nakatulong sa akin for that. Of course, visual, you have hearing disabilities, mobility, neurodiversity, and mental health. But we'll be talking about and focusing about visual. And I'm going to talk about accessibility checker, alternative text tool, color filters, magnifier, narrator, read aloud, dictate, and seeing AI. Today's learning tools and all the things that I'm going to discuss are free, built in, some are mainstream, and of course, non-stigmatizing. So umpisahan po natin. So let's talk about the accessibility checker. And I'll be doing a demo later, no, one by one. So accessibility checker has been there. No? It actually analyzes materials na nilagay po natin sa ating presentation, sa ating document. Is it really accessible for our students? Is it accessible for going to read it, say for example, to the blind? It will actually help us prepare our document to be more accessible. So sometimes in creating a document that is accessible, you actually need to forgo of the design, forgo of the kung ano-ano pang ginagawa natin dun sa ating document because we wanted it to be more accessible for our learners. Next, we're gonna talk about alternative text tool. This one will allow you to add description to a picture that you're going to include into your presentation, into your document. Most of the time, and yes, no, nag-attend po ako ng isang accessibility class, kapag po walang alternative text or description yung picture, ang sasabihin lang po ng screen reader ay picture, 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 box, box, box. And hindi na po naintindihan ng ating reader kung ano yung nakalagay dun sa document unless you're going to add alternative text tool. Next, for those people who are colorblind, you have color filters and this is available in Windows. Ito siya papakita ko sa inyo mamaya. And of course, I've been using magnifier ever since, no? Lalo na po pag ako po ay nagka-training or nagda-demo, kapag pumaliit yung screen, ganyan, or maliliit po yung text, I usually use magnifier. And it's a very handy tool when somebody wants to read or meron po silang low vision. And you also have the narrator, which has been built in Windows ever since. It will, of course, this is a built-in screen reader. So a lot of people are looking for a good screen reader, and this is already built in Windows 11. The read aloud feature will help you to read text in the web, right? And I'm also using this if I'm reading something or I'm reading a module for training. sometimes it's very hard for me to just read. So minsan, tina-turn on ko to for the computer to read it aloud for me. Well, pina-follow din po siya ng mata ko. But of course, no, for our students, our friends who has low vision, this is actually very useful when it comes to, say, browsing the internet or reading a PDF or EPUB, yung mga ebooks natin. Read aloud can actually help you with that. And you have dictate. So this one naman is very, very straightforward. Aside from the computer reading the content for you, you can actually dictate naman the content if you're going to create content in, say, your Word document, in PowerPoint presentation, or in OneNote. You can use this feature. And lastly, Microsoft actually invented this Seeing AI. I'll be showing you a video later after the demo. Now, let's go to the demo, shall we? Okay, so let's talk about the accessibility checker. So let me get my document here and show you accessibility checker. For example, in the document, and notice the accessibility checker is actually running in the background. I actually turned it on because most of the time I want my document accessible. So I can actually insert, for example, a picture from my stock images. These pictures are actually free. For example, let's insert this picture. And most of the time, when we are inserting picture in our document, marami tayong ginagawa na style, di ba? Nilalagyan natin ng shadow. Minsan, ginagawa natin, we wanted to wrap it in the text. Say this one square. So that when you move this picture here, there, so pupunta sa side yung text, right? But, if you take a look on the accessibility checker here, okay, meron na siyang sinasabing accessibility, investigate. So just go on to the review tab, okay, for you to access the accessibility checker, and just click on check accessibility. Or you can just click on, for you to run accessibility in the background, no? Just right click the status bar of your Microsoft Word and just check accessibility checker. Okay, or you can access it here. So click. So tignan natin, ano bang sinasabi ng accessibility checker? So picture 1. Okay, so sabi niya, okay, recommended actions. So it's nice, no? Your tool right now, your Microsoft Word is now saying that you need to place this in line with text. So hindi ka pwedeng, if you want to make your document accessible, hindi po pwedeng yung text wrapping na tinatawag. Okay, you have to place it in line. Para pag binasa po ng screen reader, siya po yung susunod. Hindi po kasi mababase ng screen reader. Again, let's click that place in line. So babalik po yung ating text in line with text. No? So ilalagay po natin siya sa baba. There you go. And notice, supposedly dapat maglalagay pa ako ng, which is pupunta na tayo dun sa next sa agenda natin, which is alternative text tool. Notice that this picture actually came from stock images. Okay, stock images are pictures came from Microsoft. These are actually free images. And what's nice about that is, if you right-click the picture and add alt text na tinatawag, here, edit alt text. This is how you edit the alternative text of the picture. So tignan natin, no? It has already a description. It says red stripe umbrellas. Let me try to remove that. Let me remove it. Close accessibility checker. And if you take a look down below, nakalagay na po dyan, accessibility investigate. Because if you click that, meron po tayong missing alternative text. So, ibabalik lang po natin. Click, add description, and add red stripe umbrellas. So, with the use of artificial intelligence, your Microsoft Word can also generate a description. Say, for example, you don't know how to describe because in accessibility, you need to describe it. Okay, in a way na mai-imagine po nung isang blind na nagbabasa ng isang text. Imagine niya yan. Okay, so let me remove that first and then click generate description for me. Okay, so it generated a description. Ang nakalagay, a large group of red and white umbrellas in the water. So that's the auto-generate feature of your alt text. Now, alternative text is actually found, okay, in most of our tools in Microsoft. So in Microsoft Word, in Microsoft PowerPoint, in Microsoft Excel, name it, you can include alternative text to the content that you are creating. Now, let's talk about naman color filters. So, I know some people who are colorblind to at some extent, no? Yung iba hindi sila nakakita ng green, yung iba yung blue, hindi nila na-identify yon, right? So, there is a feature and I'm very very happy that in Microsoft they actually improved the accessibility settings in Windows 11. So, let's take a look. Just go to settings here. So, here in the redesign settings of Windows 11, makikita po natin siya, meron na siyang automatic accessibility na dun sa menu. So just click on that and it will actually show you, tutur ko lang po kayo saglit, you have vision, you have hearing, and you have interaction. Okay, so yan. So yan po yung naka-cover dun sa accessibility ng Windows. Now let me show you color filters. So here in the color filters, you can just turn that on. So depending on dun sa status or the state nung, say, color blindness ng ating learners, you can turn that on. Okay, so pwedeng red, green. Okay, those people who have deuteranopia or protonopia or tritonopia, you have blue to yellow, diba? So as you can see, my screen is changing colors. You have grayscale, you have grayscale inverted, or you have inverted. There. Okay, so yan po yung tinatawag natin na color filter in Windows. Now, let me go now to the magnifier, the magnifying tool. So in Windows, okay, this is already built in and it's free. Hindi nyo po kailangan bayaran yung magnifier. You can access the magnifier tool in, say, searching it. Okay, magnifier. Or you can just press Windows Plus. Okay, if you press Windows Plus, there you go, the magnifier, lumabas na po si magnifier, it started. Okay, and then I can just, there. Okay, or I can just keep on pressing on Windows Plus on my keyboard for me to zoom in and zoom out. So it's per 100% increment. So this is 200%, this is 100%. If you add, this is 300%. There. So that's your magnifier. Very easy to use. No, again, Windows Plus and Windows Minus. Windows Plus for you to magnify the content and Windows Minus. No, so ginagamit din to. So sorry, I have a limited time to demo this, but ginagamit din to when you are going to read. You can magnify this and then allow the narrator to read it for you. Now, let me show you one of my favorite accessibility tool, the read aloud feature. This is actually very useful to me. No? Well, when it comes to learning, I'm actually, say, 70% kinesthetic, 20% hearing, and 10% visual. Okay, and most of the time when I'm reading modules or nag-aaral po ako on the internet, I usually wanted na dapat may naririnig din ako while I'm reading. So let me show you now the read aloud feature in Microsoft Edge. So here, I'm in the Microsoft Educator Center. This is intended for professional development for teachers. And you can just, go here and take courses. Meron din pong accessibility courses po dito. Ayan, so dahil we're just discussing visual right now. The read aloud feature is accessible here in the menu of your Microsoft Edge. So, and there, this one. But if I'm a keyboard savvy, I can just click or highlight the word that I wanted to be read aloud and press Control-Shift-U.
The Microsoft Educator Center is moving. The Microsoft Educator Center is migrating to the Microsoft Learn Educator Center in the coming months.
There you go. That is the read aloud feature in Microsoft Edge. So very, very helpful yan sa akin, lalo na when I'm reading too much text. Minsan mas gusto ko kasi may mga picture. Pag text lang parang nakaka-boring basahin. So it actually helps me. Now, if you love the read aloud feature, you'll also love the dictate functionality of Microsoft Tools, diba? Or Windows. So if you're using Microsoft Office 365, you actually have this dictate functionality in Microsoft Word. But let me show you how to access the dictate functionality of Windows 11. So just press Windows key plus your H for me to launch the dictation. So as you can see now, as I'm talking to you, or as I'm doing the demo, Windows is already transcripting my words, right? So let me just read the paragraph at the top. Just read that again and click dictate. Video provides a powerful way to help you prove your point. New paragraph. There. So it also respond to my command, say new paragraph, comma. There. So as you can see, no, very intelligent yung ating dictate functionality. Let me just stop that. Okay, and you can actually use this. No? So hindi lang din naman sa those people who have learning disabilities or visually impaired. As a teacher, if you're creating content, pwede po nating gamitin si dictate. And lastly, no, let me just go back to my slide and show you Seeing AI. It's an iOS application that can actually identify things around you. So it can be, say, pag tinapat mo yung camera, pwedeng mouse, itatapat mo yun sa barcode, babasahin niya yung barcode, sasabihin niya sa'yo ano yung product na yon, even money. Okay? I-identify niya yung money. Right? So, let me just share this video with you so that you can understand more how Seeing AI help people with low vision or the blind.
Seeing AI is a Microsoft research project for people with visual impairments. The app narrates the world around you by turning the visual world into an audible experience. Point your phone's camera, select a channel, and hear a description. The app recognizes saved friends.
Jenny near top right, 3 feet away.
Describes the people around you, including their emotions.
28-year-old female wearing glasses looking happy.
It reads text out loud as it comes into view, like on an envelope.
Ken Lawrence, P.O. Box.
Or a room entrance.
Conference 2005.
Or scan and read documents like books and letters. The app will guide you and recognize the text with its formatting.
Top and left edge is not visible. Hold steady. Lease agreement. This agreement
When paying with cash, the app identifies currency bills.
$20.
When looking for something in your pantry or at the store, use the barcode scanner with audio cues to help you find what you want.
Campbell's tomato soup.
When available, hear additional product details.
Heated microwave bowl on height.
And even hear descriptions of images in other apps like Twitter by importing them into Seeing AI.
A close-up of Bill Gates.
Finally, explore our experimental features like scene descriptions to get a glimpse of the future.
I think it's a young girl throwing a frisbee in the park.
Experience the world around you with the Seeing AI app from Microsoft.
So there. Thank you so much, Department of Education and Microsoft Philippines, for this opportunity to learn with you and share with you. If you want to know more about accessibility, you can access this link that discuss all about the accessibility tools that you can use for teaching and learning. If you want to learn more about the tools for accessibility, kindly send us an email at learn@line-lnd.com so we can collaborate. Once again, maraming salamat and have a good day.
Thank you so much, Mr. Yu for Passion, for walking us through the different Microsoft tools. Surely our viewers learned a lot from your session. Before we proceed, I would like to remind the Mentimeter winners to send a message to DepEd Facebook page with the screenshots of the name that you used in joining the Mentimeter game. And I will announce as well the top 4 winners. Shena Ramirez, Jeff Cruz, Marian Andal, and Char Kathleen Falguera. Please message DepEd Facebook page. Thank you very much. And before we move on, again, a few reminders to all. To our teachers and learners, you can install and activate your Microsoft 365 account by following these steps. Kindly talk to your school admin or division ICT coordinator on how you can get your Microsoft account. Once you have your account, kindly log into office.com and remember to change your password and then confirm it. For added security, kindly register your mobile number or email address, and you also have the option to add some security questions. And once done, please confirm your settings so you can use and explore your free Microsoft 365 account. For a more detailed explanation, let's all watch this video.
Pumunta sa office.com at mag-login gamit ang Microsoft account na binigay sa atin ng DepEd. I-type natin ang ating email and then ang temporary password. Sa mga first-time logins, kailangan natin palitan ang ating temporary password. So makikita natin itong dialog box na ito. So make sure na palitan natin ito to our original and a more secure password. Once done, kailangan natin i-secure ang ating account. Now, normally, hihingan tayo ng phone authentication, ng email, or maglalagay tayo ng security questions. Kailangan natin i-fulfill ang isa sa mga ito. For this example, try natin i-authenticate ang phone para mag-secure ang ating account. So, piliin natin yung country, which in this case, the Philippines, and i-type natin ang ating registered mobile number. Dito sa registered mobile number, pwedeng i-text sa atin or itawag sa atin ang verification code. Kapag natanggap natin ang verification code, ita-type natin sa field sa ibaba. And there you go. Now, meron tayong access sa portal. Now, dito sa portal, makikita natin lahat ng benefits and lahat ng apps na pwede nating i-download. We can click on Install Office para mag-download lahat ng ito and magamit na natin sila.
For accessible resources, links, and related online trainings from DepEd and Microsoft Philippines, kindly refer to the links that are being flashed on your screens. We have links for the following: resources and accessibility for remote learning. We have https://aka.ms/special ed resources. For accessibility guide for educators and parents, https://aka.ms/educator guide accessibility. For accessibility guide for vision, hearing, mobility, speech, and learning, we have https://aka.ms/MSFT accessibility guide. And for other related trainings from Microsoft and DepEd, we have https://aka.ms/access fundamentals training. It is crucial that the sessions delivered a while back will be further processed for us to understand better and appreciate them. This will be done through a live panel discussion. Joining us again are our resource persons, Ms. Maria Criselda Bisda, Mr. June Limbo, Ms. Emel Reyes, the Certification Lead of Line Learning and Development Solutions, Mr. Ryan Hersava of Virtualahan, and Mr. Alan Mesoga of the Department of Education. And to facilitate our panel discussion, let me call on our partner, Education Programs Lead of Microsoft Philippines, Ms. Clarissa Segismundo.
Hello, Pearl. Thank you very much. And good morning to all our panelists, lalong-lalo na rin sa ating mga viewers, sa ating mga teachers, learners, and parents who are tuned in today. Alam nyo, nakakatuwa na may panel discussion tayo ngayon kasi as my experience as an audience, as part of the audience dati, natututo rin ako sa mga sagot ng ating mga panelists. So aside from the presentations that were shared earlier on by our speakers, I think this is something that will be meaningful and relevant to our learners, teachers, and parents because ngayon, makakapagtanong ang ating mga audience directly sa ating mga speakers at yung mga hindi na-cover in the presentation can be discussed today. So learners, our teachers and parents, if you are tuned in on Facebook, please type your questions now. And then sa ating mga attendees naman dito sa Teams, you can also type in your questions in our chat box. Okay, so let me see if we have questions already coming in. Just a minute. Okay, here. So yung mga questions na itatanong natin, if they are not pointed to a specific panelist, anyone who has the answer can just either raise your hand or unmute your microphones. And to give others a chance to also share their insights, we are giving each panelist about 1 or 2 minutes maximum to answer the question. Okay, so here we have our first question. What are some practical strategies for teachers and parents that can support a person with visual disabilities where SPED is not available in their area? So anyone can just answer that. So ano-ano yung mga practical na strategies na pwedeng gamitin ng ating mga guro at magulang para sa mga persons with visual disabilities, lalong-lalo na kapag walang special education ang available sa kanilang mga local settings? Anyone?
Yes. Good morning.
Good morning, Sir Alan.
Yes. Kung wala pong mga special education teachers sa kanilang lugar, actually po pag yung inyong mga learners with visual impairment, ang kailangan lang po niyan is access sa ating pong mga print na mga materials. So what you can do is pwede nyong i-record kung wala kayong access sa computer. Pero kung may access kayo sa computer, mas maganda, you can type your your notes, yung pong mga materials na kailangan ng inyong mga anak, and then pwede nilang basahin yan gamit yung kanilang screen reader, no? So, ganyan kaganda ngayon yung pwede nating magawa using our accessible technology. And you can also contact kung kailangan nyo po talaga ng assistance sa inyo pong mga learners with visual impairment. You can contact BLDSID and send your email at bld.sid@deped.gov.ph para po ma-assist po namin kayo. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Sir Alan. So Sir Alan Mesoga is from DepEd under Student Inclusion Division. Anyone else na may perspective on this question?
Hello?
Hi, Miss Emel. Oh, sorry, who was that? I see Miss Emel Reyes of Line Learning and Development raising her hand. Go ahead. Then we'll go to you, Miss Chrissy.
Hi, good morning, everyone. So as we watched the video presented a while ago, parents and students can actually use the feature of the browser, wherein you just have to use the read aloud. So you can just click on the part of the document na gusto nating basahin ng read aloud. So parents can actually support their children, our learners, to use this technology to read the content of the document. So you just have to press Control Shift U or right click on the document and you will see there the read aloud function. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Mel. So ang answers ng two panelists natin ay related to the use of technology para sa ating mga parents who do not have SPED centers in their local areas. Miss Chrissy, were you the one kanina who wanted to say something?
Yes. Siguro in addition to the technology available kung walang SPED sa area ninyo, and say, let's say for example, less and less din po yung technology available around, you can utilize the hand drawings as part of your teaching strategies. For example, lalo na sa mathematics na may mga geometrical figures, malaki ang pwedeng maitulong ng mga hand drawings or tactile representations. You can use yarns kasi ito yung may mga rough textures, and you can form the figures using these materials and techniques when there is unavailability of technology. Kung hindi ganun din kadami yung access or kalaki ang access natin to technology, that can be an alternative. Thank you.
Thank you, Miss Chrissy. Wow, that's something new that I learned today also. Bilang taga Microsoft at marami kaming mga tinuturong proper use of technology for teaching and learning. I mean, this is also an alternative way of helping our learners with disabilities, lalo na those with visual impairment. Hand drawings, tactile representations. It would be nice to have some sessions around that to support our parents in the future. And I think that's something that we can organize with some of our partners in the industry para mabigyan natin ng suporta yung mga parents na walang access naman to technology. All right. Moving on, do we have any other answer from our panelists?
Hello.
Yes, Sir June Limbo.
Yeah, another thing is first the very important is the communication between the parents and the teacher. So bukod doon sa mga technologies na na-mention, kinakailangan na alam natin kung ano yung individual needs ng student. So maganda na kagaya nung nabanggit ko kanina, i-emphasize ko din yung matutuhan ng bawat isa yung mga available options or kung paano tutulungan yung ating learners. And then, for the part of the teachers naman, ang isa sa pinaka-practical na makakatulong sa mga students is yung pagiging descriptive nila sa kanilang pagtuturo, especially sa science, sa mathematics. Mas maganda na instead of just saying click here or this part, add this to this, yung mga ganon, natin, mas maging detailed tayo when it comes to position of numbers, ano ba yung nangyayari sa pictures, sa experiment, kagaya nung binanggit kanina dun sa isang presentation. So, let us be more descriptive sa paraan po ng ating pagtuturo kapag yung mga learners natin ay meron tayong learners na mga may visual impairment. And then, yung mga simple reasonable accommodations like sa harap sila uupo para kung may natitira pa silang vision, makikita nila yung blackboard, or meron kasi tayo ng mga learners din na medyo baka may problems din sa hearing, so mas maririnig nila yung teacher na nagsasalita kapag nasa unahan sila. And then we can also encourage yung peer teaching na tutulungan din natin na hindi lang maging aware yung ating teachers, teachers sa school, kundi pati yung mga classmates nila na maging aware na pwede nila to maging kaibigan, pwede sila makapag-assist sa kanila.
Thank you, Sir June. You know what, while Sir June is sharing also his thoughts around this, what I also realized is marami din tayong mga content at training programs na pwedeng ibigay to individuals with no disabilities. I think if we are providing trainings for SPED teachers and parents and learners with disabilities, equally dapat meron din tayong training for those with no ability so that we can all coexist in this world and provide equal opportunities to everyone. Sir June, I'm just curious, yung mga binabanggit niyo pong ganitong mga strategies, and to Miss Chrissy also, are there any trainings available para dun sa mga interested matuto kung how to communicate properly, how to be more descriptive pagdating sa pakikipag-usap to someone, to a person with visual impairment? Do we have any trainings like that?
Hello.
Yes, anyone? Sir
Um,
June? Okay, go ahead, Sir Alan.
okay. Sa mga SPED teacher, no, tinetrain talaga namin sila how to use those techniques para matutunan ng mga estudyante, no, lalo na sa inclusive setting sila. So kailangan talaga yung mga ganong strategies. Ngayon sa parents, may mga support group tayo na nagka-conduct din ng mga ganyang training, no. Isa na nga diyan yung PABIC. And yung PABIC, isa rin yan sa ating nagiging partner sa DepEd. And of course, sabi nga ni Ma'am Clarissa kanina, willing ang Microsoft na mag-conduct tayo ng ganong training for our parents. So, magandang po yun, magandang opportunity for us po yun. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Sir Alan. Sir Alan, you talked about PAVIC. Para sa ating mga viewers na hindi pa aware kung ano yung PAVIC, can you let us know what it stands for?
Yes. Ang PABIC po ay isang group ng mga parents ng ating mga children with visual impairment. So, etong mga mga parents po na to ay mga advocates at nagiging support system din po sila sa mga parents natin na merong mga anak na learners with visual impairment kasi kailangan din po talaga ng mga support system niyan ng ating mga parents kasi syempre doon sa group na yon nagkakatulong-tulungan sila kung ano yung mga strategies na nadaanan ng ibang mga parents, natutulungan sila lalo na yung mga yung mga nagkaroon ng mga anak na visually impaired tapos wala namang visually impaired sa family, usually nagkakaroon talaga sila ng, syempre may anxiety yan, may mga worries yan. So, etong mga group na to, nakakatulong sila para ma-boost yung moral ng mga parents natin. At yung effect naman nun, syempre, kung learn yung mga magulang natin kung paano i-guide yung kanilang mga learners with visual impairment o yung kanilang mga anak, magiging dahilan naman yon para mag-perform naman yung kanilang mga anak sa atin sa education. Kasi doon pa lang sa bahay, nagkakaroon na ng early intervention. Yun po.
Thank you, Sir Alan. PAVIC, by the way, stands for Parent Advocates of Visually Impaired Children. Tama, so para sa ating mga viewers and parents who might want to be part of the support group, meron silang Facebook group. I just searched it, meron silang Facebook page, so you can just sign up. So PAVIC, Parent Advocates for Visually Impaired Children. And if there are other support communities, no, kasi ang binanggit po na training ni Sir Allen is for SPED teachers, but it would also be ideal to provide trainings for those who are not teaching, but for parents or individuals who live with visually impaired individuals. All right, we have another question here. Okay. What do you think are the current barriers that prevent the effective implementation of laws related to providing inclusive and accessible education? Maybe not necessarily barriers, but challenges that you see on a day-to-day basis, challenges that you've encountered. Any thoughts?
Hello, Miss Clarissa.
Yes, Miss Chrissy. And I see Ryan trying unmuting his microphone. So after Chrissy, we'll go to Ryan. Go ahead,
Okay,
Chrissy.
okay, very quickly, based on my experience as human resource practitioner and OD, organizational development practitioner, working with government is something that's very nice to do because as an advocate also kasi sa mga implementation of laws like for example ito no may bago tayo yung Inclusive Education Act. Ang nagiging challenges and barriers to the implementation and monitoring and evaluation is usually the readiness, the organizational readiness, and the competency building of teachers and not just teachers actually, but everybody in a certain organization implementing that law. Hindi lang naman DepEd yan. Even other government agency is also in the same boat, no? So for me, We have good laws, nandiyan na yung magagandang naisulat at napapatupad na law, but this is more on the operationalization of the law. And when we say operationalization of the law, this has something to do with capacity building, equipping the people about the needed competencies for the new requirements of the policies. We have to revise the process and practices and the systems involved. So we are viewing this in a four lens angle. So we have the policies, practices, process, and systems. Kapag ito po yung ginalaw natin sa isang organization to operationalize the mandate of an agency or policy or ng isang batas, I guess ito yung masasabi nating journey towards more inclusive agency or more inclusive organization. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Chrissy. Policies, practices, process, and system. Thank you for that. Thank you for sharing that with us. Brian.
Yes, this is Ryan speaking, and just a very quick visual description of myself. I'm a Moreno Filipino in my late 20s, wearing a prescription glasses and a Microsoft shirt. Happy birthday, Microsoft. To answer the question, Clarissa, we really need to look at it on a systemic level. RA 7277, the Magna Carta for Persons with Disability, Chapter 2 on Section 12 to 17 mandates the state to provide quality and accessible education to everyone, but most importantly, to persons with disability. And this was signed into law in March 24, 1992. Right? That's 30 years ago already. And what I'm seeing as barriers for effective implementation ng mga batas na ito is, number one, we really need to look at the structure, how the persons with disability movement is organized in the Philippines. Kasi we have this mainstreaming law, but like the targeting component ng ating approach is not yet effective. Meaning we lack mga persons with disability affairs offices in many areas of our country that can actually champion and at the same time that can push for on-ground implementation of these laws. Second is that the disability community is highly segregated as well, and I mean fragmented. So there's like groups for persons with visual disability, persons with hearing disability, and each of them sometimes might have very different agenda in terms of how do they want these laws to be implemented. And this fragmentation sometimes causes division instead of unity in terms of effective implementation of these laws. And this is a reality that we have to talk about internally within the disability community mismo. And third is that resources available. The law provides a lot of mechanisms and frameworks, but not so much in terms of laws. We are still dependent with the 1% General Appropriations Act, the Gender and Development Fund na kinukuha natin. So when you talk to city council, mayors, and you want to lobby programs for persons with disability, they would always throw back the question, where are we going to get the resources to effectively develop this? So if we can improve those mechanisms, the state can actually be the leader instead of recipient ng mga disability programs, and nonprofit organizations, corporations, CSOs can just be like the implementer of this because there are already resources available at their disposal.
Thank you, Ryan. I like what you said about the state can be the leader rather than being just the recipient of the programs. We've seen also how... Yes?
Siguro ito lang dagdag lang no sa mga sinabi nila. Para ma-implement natin ng mabuti itong mga laws na ito, napaka-importante nung tama yung sinasabi ni Sir Ryan na tama, iba-iba yung mga group ng bawat disability, pero kailangan natin talaga silang pakinggan kung paano ang magiging implementation ng mga batas na to, dahil sinasabi nga natin, nothing about us without us. So walang pwedeng makapag-isip ng kung ano ang tama sa mga learners with disability or persons with disability, kundi sila rin. So dapat laging pag meron tayong ini-implement na rule, na batas, na mga system, dapat lagi silang kasama. Hindi lang yung tinanong mo lang sila. So, yun lang po. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Sir Alan, for that insight. Tulad nga ng sinabi kanina ni Ryan, no, yung state being the leader rather than being a recipient. Yes, I think that's very insightful. Marami tayong mga private partners ngayon in the industry and even NGOs and NPOs who are really running programs, no, to help the Philippines. And it would be nice, no, kung if this is actually led by a bigger group, no, in our country from the public sector industry, to make sure that every person with disability in the Philippines gets to be aware and benefit from the programs that we are running. Thank you for that insight. Any other insights from our panelists, Miss Chrissy, Sir June, Miss Emel? Actually, for Miss Emel, who's part of Line Learning and Development Solutions, sila yung madalas nagde-deliver ng technology training for teachers and even for students. Meron ho ba kayong, Miss Emel, nakikitang mga challenges ngayon when it comes to access to technology sa mga teachers na tinetrain ninyo on accessible technologies or even students? Miss Emel? Hi, Miss Emel.
So sana okay yung internet connection ko, no? I'm actually in mobile right now.
Okay. Did you hear my question, Miss Emel?
Siguro yung challenge doon is the use of the internet connection, no? Yung availability of the internet. That's number one. And then number two is the use of the resources. Siguro yung first preparation natin dito would be yung mga teachers natin should be equipped with the correct knowledge, the technical know-how. How are we going to transform our documents to become accessible? So I think that's the first one. We should deliver trainings and workshops. So all of the resources, hindi lang ito yung mga future document, kundi pati na rin yung mga nakaraan na nagawa na natin. So let us open our PowerPoint presentations. Tama ba yung mga orders of the objects in the slides? Like when the screen readers read the content of the bis na yung content. And then when we put objects, pictures, graphics, meron pa katamang caption ito. So hindi lang sa PowerPoint, also in the document we provide in Microsoft Word and in Excel. So there are many applicable techniques that we can put before we upload and before we share the documents to our learners. So yun lang po, let us make our documents accessible to all. Let us put our document informative, hindi lang siya more on designs. It's more on content na accessible po sa lahat. So, let us provide trainings to our teachers and issure po natin na maa-apply talaga nito by maybe asking them to produce an output. So, that's in that way, I think, magagawa natin na ang lahat ng mga learners ay maa-access ang ating mga teaching materials. Thank you.
Risa?
Thank you, Ms. Emel. Yes, go ahead.
Yes, ako. Dagdag lang, ma'am, no? So, in terms of training, ang SID po ay nagsimula ng mag-train sa kanila, sa mga teachers natin, sa SPED teachers, sa receiving teachers. So, nagkandak kami ng digital literacy. Tinuro na rin namin yung mga paggamit ng accessible content na yan, yung mga accessibility features ng Microsoft Office. So, syempre, unti-unti lang. Sa dami ng teachers natin, ang kailangan talaga natin is continuous training. Pero ang maganda lang dito, nasimulan na natin, no? It's a good thing na rin na ang magandang nangyari lang sa pandemya, nagising tayo dun sa katotohanan na kailangan natin 'tong mga digital literacies na 'to, kailangan natin 'tong technology nito. So, yun yung naging isang daan, no? Naging eye-opener din kasi yung pandemic sa atin. So, nakita natin na mas naging maayos, makakapag-perform yung mga learners natin given this accessible technology, no? Kaya sinimulan na po namin 'yan and tuloy-tuloy po yung training natin 'yan. Yun na po. Salamat po.
Salamat, Sir Alan. Sir Alan, if I may ask, meron po kayong data, ilan ang SPED teachers na meron ngayon ang DepEd? Estimate?
Currently, ma'am, wala sa akin yung data, pero mahirap kasi magsabi ng ano, lalo na kung number yan. So, pero ano po, marami yung mga SPED teachers natin, pero hindi natin sinasabing sapat sila. So, kaya ang ginagawa ni DepEd, nag-request kami ng mga item para mag-open yung ating SPED 1 para makapag-offer tayo, madagdagan, no, ma-augment yung mga pangangailangan natin sa SPED teachers.
Yeah.
So, ayun po, ma'am.
Thank you, Sir Alan. Wow, that's very nice kung sinasabi ninyo na meron tayong shortage ng mga SPED teachers dahil dumadami din ang needs at requirements at magdadagdag si DepEd. I think that's good news for our parents, no, and our learners with disabilities. Kung may mga habang nag-open tayo ng item for SPED teachers and DepEd, that means mas marami rin tayong pwedeng makapacitate na teachers on SPED and help them how to use accessible technologies. And hindi lang to sa paggamit ng produkto at technology, but it's also equipping them with the right skills kung paano siya i-align sa tamang skills ng mga learners at sa teaching pedagogy using the right tools and technologies. We have another question here na nasa Microsoft Teams meeting natin, Teams chat group. Paano po pag ang disabled learner ay walang computer? Anyone who can answer that? Sir Alan,
Yes. Yes, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead. Who'd like to go first?
Is that Junjun?
Yes, sir.
Okay, sure.
Okay. Okay. Malaki po yung naitutulong ng technology, may computer tayo. Pero hindi naman ibig sabihin na hindi na makakapag-aral yung isang learner kapag wala siyang computer. Meron naman na, kasi sabi nga, ang assistive technology, hindi naman lang yan high-tech, meron ding mga low-tech. So, effective pa rin po yun. Kagaya ng mga isinadjust kanina, yung tactile representation, nagagamit tayo ng mga gamit na makikita lang sa bahay. And then yung braille, it can be done without computer. Plus, ang pinaka high-tech siguro sa mga low-tech na pwede natin gamitin is the recorder. So possible pa rin po. Plus, yung ating initiative to help the learners, malaking bagay po iyon.
Ma'am Clarice, dagdag lang po, no? Ang tanong natin kung wala silang computer. Kahit wala silang computer, kung meron naman po silang mobile devices, yung mga smartphones, pwede rin pong gamitin yan kasi mataas na rin po ang accessibility na meron yung mga smartphones natin. Ayun po, bukod dun sa sinabi ni Sir Jun kanina, no, yung mga low-tech na mga technique natin para magkaroon tayo ng accessible materials for our learners. Thank you.
Thank you, Sir Alan.
Can I
Ryan?
add, ma'am?
Yes. Okay.
Can I add,
We'll go to Ryan.
with regards to sa smartphone, mas murang alternative din is you can attach a keyboard sa inyong smartphone and then mas madali na siyang gamitin din, especially kapag magta-type, gagawa ng mga assignments, and yung pag-control din sa smartphone kasi medyo may challenge pa rin, lalo na kapag beginner sa paggamit ng touchscreen, pero mas madadalian sila sa paggamit ng keyboard. So we can attach yung keyboard through OTG or yung Bluetooth keyboard. So para na rin siyang naka-computer noon pag ganun, lalo na kapag mga documents na yung gagawin.
Salamat, Sir Jun. And Ryan.
Oh, sorry.
Yes, this is Ryan speaking. My suggestion is we really need to push for better access to technology, better access to computers and all other devices. And there are many ways that we can actually do that. Because we now live in a technology age and there's no going back here, but move forward. It's inevitable eh. So we really need to push na mas may access ang bawat learner sa technology. Isa sa mga bagay na ginawa namin to promote this is we have a pre-love PC campaign before where we have friends donated their old but functioning computers to learners in rural areas most especially. At nakita ito as a community movement that technology companies followed through. So we have computer companies donating 30 more units. We have BPO companies donating 20 more units. And it's just spiraled. So meaning, it is possible. Kailangan lang talaga nating i-push and kailangan talaga nating, especially sa mga SPED schools natin, you have more capability to access this type of support from all other organizations. Kasi you have the buildings already, you have the process, mas madali magbigay ng tulong sa mga established institutions already. But I say, I think we need to really push forward to this versus always creating an alternative way.
Thank you, Sir Ryan. Miss Chrissy, were you the one who wanted to say something pa?
Yes.
Okay, Miss Chrissy, hold on.
very sorry.
Okay, before we go to Miss Chrissy, I think this is the last answer that we can accommodate as we are running out of time. Sa mga ating mga viewers ngayon na may mga questions pa, just type in your questions in our Facebook group chat or in our Teams group chat and we'll do our best to answer your queries. Okay, Miss Chrissy, go ahead.
Yeah. Thank you. Very quickly lang, no. I agree with the three speakers earlier who have shared yung mga different insights nila and ideas how to help those without access to technology. Siguro sa akin naman, lipat ako sa side ng policies and program development. Kasi baka meron tayong audience who are sabihin na natin nasa ganitong line, nasa policy development and program. Kasi the state should be able to come up with a very specific and detailed program development and policy where there is social support services for persons with disabilities in this country. Because in other countries, especially where I came from, talagang masasabi ko na supported. Even I wasn't a citizen of that country, I was blessed to experience that social support services coming from the state. And I guess one of the things that we are pushing as policy reform reformists or policy reform advocates is tinatry talaga namin to come up with social support services. Kasi syempre, marami tayong NGOs na gumagawa ng magagandang programs, pero syempre dapat state, if I may borrow Ryan's sentence earlier, na state should be the leader. State should be the leader in social support services for persons with disabilities. Hindi lang for learners, but even for adults with disabilities. Meron po talaga tayong dapat appropriate social support services. At papasok na dyan or makakover na yan even the access to technology or assistive devices and many other types of support. So that's why I'm also pushing for policy and program development reforms para mas maging inclusive siya and no one's left behind. Thank you, Clarissa.
Thank you, Chrissy. At maraming salamat din sa ating mga panelists, Alan Nasoga, Ryan Hersava, June Limbo, Imel Reyes, and Chrissy Bisda. Maraming natutunan ngayon ng ating mga teachers, learners, and parents. And the panel discussion have provided, I think more than what the audience were expecting today. We should continue having more of these discussions. I think we'll create more avenues and platforms and invite speakers to share their thoughts and perspectives and eventually form stronger partnerships with our public and private partners in the industry. Maraming salamat again for your time. And if they need to get in touch with you, I hope that's okay. Our viewers can send us a message or reach you via social media if they have questions. Thank you very much. Over to you, Pearl.
Thank you so much, Ma'am Clarissa. And what a very insightful panel discussion. Again, keep sending us your inquiries and we will address your concerns. All right, so who's ready for another game? This is another round of Mentimeter game, a trivia game, and all you have to do is to select the correct answer. So once again, to join, you are going to need your mobile phones and tablets, and please go to menti.com and enter the code 55386352. Again, go to menti.com and enter the code 55386352 and type in your full name once you're registered to the game for us to count your participation. Again, go to menti.com and enter the code 55386352. And while waiting for the participants to join our game, please do stay with us because we will have a few announcements later on and we will be flashing an evaluation form link for you to answer. We would love to hear your thoughts regarding your experience in this event and know what are the next steps should be to make these kinds of events more memorable. All right, we are waiting now for players. And again, the code is 55386352. Take note that the participant who will answer the question faster will be the winner. We are just waiting for the participants. Again, go to menti.com and use the code 55386352. I'm trying to see here how many players are already inside the game. Let's just wait. All right, we have 109 players already. Keep joining. More and more players are coming in, and take note, the winner will receive a prize from Microsoft Office, or I mean from Microsoft Philippines. All right, I think we have quite a number of players who are ready to win some prizes. Top two winners who answered correctly. And once again, the fastest will be declared as winners. All right, let's start. Question number 1. This feature will allow you to add or generate a photo object. Is it photo option, immersive reader, or alternative text tool? You have 10 seconds to answer. Remember, the fastest will win this round. 3, 2, 1, and time is up. The correct answer is alternative text tool. All right. Only 36 players answered correctly. Question number 2. Windows Plus H will launch this tool in Windows 11. Alternative text tool, voice typing tool, or snip tool? 5 seconds. Time is up, and the correct answer is voice typing tool, and quite a number got the correct answer. All right, so we have here the leaderboard. Are you seeing your name there? Later on, I will announce the top 2 winners. All right, we have here top 1 again. I think it's Jenny Serrano again from Mentimeter Round 1. All right, congratulations to our winners. So the one that is flashed on your screen is the participant who answered the fastest. And but we will also consider another player who excelled in this game, and we will have a total of 2 winners for this round. To all our Mentimeter winners, kindly message the Facebook page with a screenshot of your name input during the Mentimeter game. Kindly wait for the message of our team regarding the delivery of your prizes. All right, I hope you've enjoyed the online interactive activity prepared for you. I myself enjoyed the game. Watch out for our upcoming online interactive activities in the next 3 days. So to give us a closing message, once again, let us welcome Ms. Clarissa Segismundo, Education Program Lead of Microsoft Philippines. Let us welcome her with a virtual round of applause.
Hello, thank you so much, Pearl. And I'm back. Good morning ulit sa inyong lahat. Assalamualaikum. My full name is Clarissa, but you can call me Isang. So I have black hair, hanggang baba ang haba ng aking buhok. Medyo singkit po ang aking mga mata, and I am wearing my reading glasses. I have white skin, and I'm also wearing braces. My height is about 5'2". I'm now wearing a white top and a beige blazer. On behalf of Microsoft Philippines, I'd like to sincerely thank the Department of Education for trusting us to support you in providing an inclusive and accessible learning environment for our learners. Naalala niyo ba yung mga presentations kanina ni June Limbo at Ufer Passion? Ito yung mga Microsoft Learning tools na ibinahagi nila kanina, and I'd like to reiterate that they are available to all our 23 million learners and 950,000 teaching and non-teaching staff at DepEd. It's free as long as you activate your DepEd Office 365 accounts. Ma-access niyo po yung mga tools na yon and applications anytime, anywhere. Just please activate your Office 365 account given to you by DepEd. Kaagapay ng Microsoft ang DepEd sa pagbibigay ng iba't ibang klase ng trainings para sa ating mga guro, school leaders, and learners upang matutunan ninyong gamitin ang mga tools na to sa classroom. At kasama dito ang SPED. We are one with DepEd in providing quality, accessible, relevant, and liberating basic education for all. Our ultimate goal is to provide every Filipino learner with the right skills and competencies para mabigyan ang bawat Filipino learner ng opportunity na makapaghanap buhay. Kung hindi sila magtatrabaho sa korporasyon, pwede silang mag-umpisa ng kanilang business with the right skills and competencies. In my presentation yesterday, I shared with you Microsoft's mission, and that is to empower every person and every organization on the planet to achieve more. I'd like to highlight the word every. Dahil ang ibig sabihin ng every, bawat isa. Walang iwanan. And it aligns perfectly with inclusion and accessibility. Accessibility is much more than, just providing screen readers or assistive technologies to any individuals. In Microsoft, our belief and culture goes beyond that. It's about caring. It's giving everyone the opportunity to have equitable access to education or any solutions and digital services that we are building. It's driven by empathy, the understanding that one size doesn't fit all. We are committed to supporting every Filipino learner by providing the space and opportunity where a digital workplace or a digital world belongs to everyone. It's not easy, but it's doable. We still have a long way to go. Wala pa tayo doon eh. I'm not saying na kayang-kaya natin kaagad, but it's doable. If we all do this together, we can help bridge the disability divide in the Philippines. Maraming salamat and I'll see you again tomorrow. Shukran.
Thank you so much, Ms. Clarissa Segismundo, for sharing your message with us. We appreciate your time, effort, and resources that has been extended for ensuring the attainment of this event's goal. So this wraps up our episode today. Thank you so much for the special participation of BLD Director 4 Leila P. Ariola, BLD Director 3 Lito A. Palomar, SID Chief Jose Tuginayo Jr., our partner Microsoft Philippines, Line Learning and Development Solutions, Virtualahan, our resource persons, and of course to our DepEd officials from central and field offices, instructional leaders, school heads, teachers, learners, parents, guardians, learning facilitators, and other stakeholders. Again, thank you all for joining us in this significant event. Just a few reminders before we sign off. We'd like to invite you to join us virtually again tomorrow from 9 o'clock to 11 o'clock a.m. via Microsoft Teams and DepEd Philippines Facebook page live stream for another episode of the celebration of DepEd's Inclusion and Accessibility Week. To our teachers and learners, you can install and activate your Microsoft 365 account by following these steps. Kindly talk to your school admin or division ICT coordinator on how you can get your Microsoft account. And once you have your account, kindly log into office.com. Remember to change your temporary password and confirm it. For added security, kindly register your mobile number or email address. And you also have the option to add some security questions. Once done, kindly confirm your settings so you can use and explore your free Microsoft 365 accounts. For a more detailed explanation, let's all watch this video.
Pumunta sa office.com at mag-login gamit ang Microsoft account na binigay sa atin ng DepEd. I-type natin ang ating email and then ang temporary password. Sa mga first-time logins, kailangan natin palitan ang ating temporary password. So makikita natin itong dialog box na ito. So make sure na palitan natin ito to our original and a more secure password. Once done, kailangan natin i-secure ang ating account. Now, normally, hihingan tayo ng phone authentication, ng email, or maglalagay tayo ng security questions. Kailangan natin i-fulfill ang isa sa mga ito. For this example, try natin i-authenticate ang phone para mag-secure ang ating account. So, piliin natin yung country, which in this case, the Philippines, and i-type natin ang ating registered mobile number. Dito sa registered mobile number, pwedeng i-text sa atin or itawag sa atin ang verification code. Kapag natanggap natin ang verification code, ita-type natin sa field sa ibaba. And there you go. Now, meron tayong access sa portal. Now, dito sa portal, makikita natin lahat ng benefits and lahat ng apps na pwede nating i-download. We can click on Install Office para ma-download lahat ng ito and magamit na natin sila.
And for our accessible resources, links, and related online trainings from DepEd and Microsoft Philippines, kindly refer to the links that are being flashed on your screens. We have the links for the following: resources and accessibility for remote learning, https://aka.ms/special-ed-resources, accessibility guide for educators and parents, https://aka.ms/educator guide accessibility, accessibility guide for vision, hearing, mobility, speech, and learning. We have https://aka.ms/msft accessibility guide. And for other related trainings from Microsoft and DepEd, we have https://aka.ms/access fundamentals training. And before I forget, I would like to announce the winner of the second round of our Mentimeter game. I would like to reiterate Jenny Serrano, and our second winner is Regine Mejos. So once again, please message our DepEd Facebook page. Again, don't forget to use our official hashtag, #DepEd Inclusion Accessibility, when you post your photos relevant to this event on your social media accounts. Once again, on behalf of the Department of Education, we sincerely thank all of you for generously sharing your time and enthusiasm. It is our earnest desire to always support our learners, our educators, our parents, and learning facilitators, especially during this challenging time. Let us all work together to make our vision into reality, and that is to make education inclusive and accessible for all basic education learners, most especially for those in special circumstances. A blessed morning, everyone. See you again online tomorrow.